Hi guys, hello everyone. First of all, happy new year 2021 to all of you, and I am so excited to do this first live session of this new year. Wishing all you a very happy new year for your dreams, for your career, for all your desires. And it's going to be very amazing session today because Captain Neha is joining us today, and you have two women pilots from two different aircraft. She's piloting right now Airbus 320, she's a captain on it, and I am piloting right now 737-800. So in the past, I have got so many requests from all of you about your questions regarding CPL, how to become a commercial pilot in India, how to get a commercial pilot license in India, and many questions. So I thought, why not to do one more live session that if that will help you with your questions, your doubts. And I am really excited to all of you. Also guys, thank you so much for following me, for all the love that you keep on showering on me. And whatever I am, it's because of your love, because of your efforts, because you recognize what I do for you guys, and it really means a lot to me. I mean, whenever I go to airport, most of the times some engineer or some crew or some random people from the airport comes and say, "Brilliant Aki ma'am, we follow you on Instagram and we are really inspired by your journey." It is possible because of you guys, because of your continuous support, because you guys recognize my efforts. You give so much of love to me. It really means a lot to me. So and that's what this is what motivates me, you know, to help you all. Because I remember when I started my CPL back in 2008, there was no social platform, there was no Instagram, there was nothing. I remember there used to be Orkut, but obviously there was barely of any help. I really had to take like long road to pursue my career, and also, you know, I had taken many U-turns, many wrong turns, many things happened to me because I had absolutely zero guidance from people. And at that time, I'm talking about 2008 and 9, captains were not that approachable. You know, now you have like sort of young crowd, young captains are there, young first officers are there, they're almost your age. So we understand because we had been there. So I think that Instagram is really a great platform. It's just not about me who is doing it. I mean, all other captains from all over the world who take little extra effort to help the other people to pursue their dreams, their journey. And I think that really matters a lot, because you guys, you know, we have such a hectic schedule these days. Vande Bharat mission flights, not only by Air India but by many other airlines, they are doing that, keeping us on our toes, and to keep to take all that little time out for you guys. I think that really matters a lot. So on that note, I would like to start this session, and I have got dozens of questions from all of you, and I will be very happy to help you all with your doubts. Captain Neha would be joining us today. As I mentioned that she's on Airbus 320, and also I would like to tell you guys, I have got so many questions regarding these CPL classes. There are so many people in the market, and I know that some of them are little out of the budget. I have seen Captain Neha's modules personally myself. They are really helpful, guys, if you want to start with your CPL classes, ground classes. Not only CPL but also the ATPL, guys. I myself has personally seen the modules. It was really helpful. So all of you who wants to know more about it, Captain Neha would be joining us shortly, and then we both can help you out with your questions, your doubts regarding the CPL classes, how to go about it, how to start your career, what to do, what is the baking stone, how to start from, or whatever doubts you have in your mind. So let's take Captain Neha online with us, and we can start the session. Hi Captain Neha, so can I get an invite from you so that you can join? Allow me a moment, guys. Also, one more thing, guys, I'm so sorry to keep you all waiting. I know you guys are eagerly waiting for my video on YouTube about my journey from being a receptionist to commercial pilot. It was a long road for me, and I would love to share my story with you all, because I know that many of you are at the same place where I was, and I know it takes a lot to push yourself from that place and to reach here. So if I can inspire you all in many ways through the medium of that video, it will be really a good moment for me. It will appreciate not only you guys, but it will also appreciate many other people who think that only the people from a very well-off family, or the people who are privileged, or whose someone is in the aviation, can be a pilot. So I just want to break that stereotype. I will be soon uploading that video, guys. I was really busy flying and everything, so please just allow me a little bit more time, and soon I'll be there. Okay guys, hello everyone. Hi, thank you so much for lovely messages. Just waiting for Captain Neha to join us so that we can start with our session. Hi Captain.
Hello, hi,
Welcome.
Captain Nikita.
Hi ma'am,
Hello,
welcome to our
hi.
live session. Really privileged to have you online with us, and also thank you from all the CPL holders. We all were eagerly waiting for you to join us.
Thank you so much for a lovely introduction. And I'm sorry, I was not able to send you the request, so because of that, it got slightly delayed.
Probably some settings
So,
issues.
yeah, maybe. Thank you so much for welcoming me here on this session, and it is a great pleasure to, be there with you on live. And first of all, congratulations to you on
Thank you.
growing very well on Instagram. And the way your journey is, it's really incredible. Very few pilots are there who have really worked hard and they have got there. Of course, a lot of us, yes, everyone has come long way, but yes, on your own strength, when you grow without any support from the family, and when there is nobody in the family from aviation, then yes, it takes a lot to be there in aviation and to be an airline pilot.
Who
It's
knows
just
better?
amazing.
Even your journey is quite fascinating. How you have started, how you have taken the CPL classes initially before your job. When I got to know, I was really
Yes.
inspired by you, and you are such an inspiration for many also.
Thank you so much for a lovely introduction. And it's great to be there doing live with you. It's
Pleasure.
amazing.
So,
Yeah.
ma'am, I was just
So,
telling the CPL holders, as I have got so many questions. I'm sure you also have got many questions in advance.
yes.
The thing is that ma'am, the CPL, regarding the CPL ground classes, many people have asked me. So, because I've personally seen your modules, and I know that it's very informative and it's also very under budget. So, if you can just take us through the whole process, and then we can start the question and the answer session.
Yes, definitely. So we will just go through the process of pilot training. First of all, everybody would have doubts, whether to start pilot training now or not, or how much is the financial budget and all.
Right.
So
Right.
it is always important to know that whenever there is not too much demand in the aviation market, that is the best time to start the
Yeah,
aviation
that's when I
as a
started
pilot
in
career.
2008. Then there was
So,
absolutely
yeah.
downfall in the aviation market.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens is, if in case there is already a lot of demand in the aviation market, like when I started 2000, in 2006, that time there was a lot of demand. But then
Right.
by the time I finished, it was like absolutely
I
not
know.
there.
The whole
So,
saturation.
so
Yes. Aviation
yeah.
market was saturated. Yes.
Yes, there is like a lot of up downs in this aviation market, and that's the reason why whenever there is slight slack in the market, that is the best time to start, so that whenever there is a demand, you can definitely like go for
Yes.
it and
Yes.
become an airline pilot.
Because you're
So
getting a
that is
buffer time, because by the time
yes,
you finish your training, the market would rise, and then you have plenty of jobs handy. So I think
yes,
it's a good
yes.
approach, right?
Yes. So that's amazing. Like that's the way when you started, but then even the jobs were not there for quite some time. So a lot
Absolutely.
of
I
people
really have
have the hmm, hmm, have this kind of apprehension, but I think that is not the case. Like you also know, and even I know we are flying. Like again, the flying has picked up, and the flying is getting back
absolutely.
to the pre-COVID times.
Yes.
So we need to like make sure that we are ready when the demand comes again in the market and not start
Right.
when the demand comes in the market. That's
Exactly.
what I
So all
believe
you
like.
guys, whosoever is listening, Captain Neha, I would also suggest that if you guys are very keen on starting your flying, this is a very good time, guys. As ma'am has said that by the time the aviation market would improve, there would be plenty of jobs. So if you guys are very keen on and waiting, I think you should start it right now. Now, ma'am, the
Yes.
second last question is that many people have doubts, since I have so many questions, that is it the right time after your CPL to immediately jump to the type rating, or they should wait for the market to open up and then they can plan for the type rating?
Okay, so we will be taking this question. So should we first, before we think of starting and then after the process, should we do that?
Yes,
If
yes,
that's okay
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes,
So like now when you make up your mind, yes, you have to like if you're really passionate about this profession, if you are really, willing to become a pilot, yes, it's a like gigantic machine, and yes, there is a zeal and
yeah,
thrill to fly this machine, which is obviously it fascinates a lot of us. So
absolutely.
even you are like fascinated right from the day one till now, even if we are there for so many years, still we are fascinated for every flight the way we were for the first
Absolutely.
flight. So yeah,
Absolutely.
so when you make up your mind, then after I would say the first step, what you got to do is prerequisites. One is
Right.
financial support. Other is you have to have a 12th with physics and maths, which is requirement or
Right.
equivalent, but physics and
Right.
maths is mandatory like in India. So once you do this, then you can apply for computer number. So the link we'll be sharing once we finish the live to apply for computer number, as well as we'll share the list of doctors to undergo your class 2 and class 1 medical. So
Perfect.
these things require very less expenditure before you spend a lot of money into pilot training. So, and these are like prerequisites.
Absolutely.
Unless you do this, it is impossible. Flying, you just pay and you finish it. And
Absolutely.
as long as you are proficient enough, you finish it. But these things require your efforts and your health.
Yes.
Yeah, with this doesn't, come
Any
just
sense to
like that.
immediately jump to the flying part. I totally agree
Yes,
to that. Right, ma'am. Right.
yes.
Yeah.
So I would suggest first you do this. After
Uh-huh.
that, you can apply for your, computer number. Once you get it, then we have the entire e-learning module, which is the first ever in India. It is not there in anywhere in India. There are the live sessions, but then again, that has a lot of limitations, wherein Zoom classes and all of that, the online sessions, but that has limitations in the sense that you have to attend at a particular time. So the airline pilots cannot attend it because of the flying timings are different, as well as anybody in India, any part of India will be able to attend these classes, which you
Right.
will be, the one who are willing to continue and start their pilot training will be able to subscribe and will be able to access the course. So this course is fully comprehensive, and the entire explanation regarding right from how to use the scientific calculator or CX to everything is explained in minute detail.
It's amazing,
So,
ma'am, because I remember when I started my CPL, I really had to struggle how to use that damn CX2. Like I was so
so
tired. I'm happy that you also mentioned our very small steps in your module.
yes,
That's gonna help
yes,
all of us so much. Because when
yes,
someone talks about CX2, we're like, excuse me, what is CX2? We have no idea what is CX2. And especially the people who are landing up the ground classes before they're flying, obviously, it's like little
yes,
complicated to them.
yes,
Okay, all
yeah.
right.
So all of that is explained in minute detail. Despite of that, any doubts they have, they can directly like message me and it will be solved. Unless like
Okay.
that time I'm flying, then after landing and when I'm free, then I can solve. So that's
Right.
how it is. The courses at plus weekly webinars will be conducted, weekly live Zoom classes will be conducted. So there is going to be more of more interaction, as well as their self-study, as well as their test papers. The entire track record will be with us. We will be able to track their progress unless and until you
Okay.
finish your quiz of every chapter. Chapterly quiz is there.
Right.
And once you
Okay.
finish the quiz of that chapter, then you can access next chapter. Otherwise, you cannot. You have to review that
You have
chapter
to go
and
through
then
that module that will also mark your performance, how that person
yes,
is doing
yes,
or not. That
yes,
can also
yes,
tell you to how to access to the information
yes,
and you can help that person.
yes, yes,
All right. Okay.
definitely, definitely.
So
So
no one
that's how it is. Huh? Sorry, say
no one
again.
can from the exams.
No, we used to have like so just a background. I have taken classes from 2009 till 2015 before joining an airline. So that's how I have got a lot of experience on teaching more than like, a lot of pilots. And we used to get like more than 90% pilots used to clear in their first go. So yeah,
Wow.
that's how
That's
it
a
is. So that's we used to get very good results. So that's how. So I have developed the entire course, and it will definitely benefit. I'm like sure about it. And can we will be sharing the link. Captain Nikita will be sharing the link of that course, and
right.
afterwards with her special code, you will be able to get nice 20% discount on the course. So whoever wants to like avail that course will be able to avail it if you subscribe for it by 15th of this month,
January.
Jan.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
So
guys, I know that many of you has doubts because I know that we have limited funds from our parents. I know that because I also hail from the same background. So that time even I was looking for classes that would help me clearing my DGCA. Not only the aim was to pass the classes, but also to attain and gain good knowledge that will not only help me now, but also to help me, also to help me later on with my ATPL classes or with the airline exams. So the motto is not to only clear your exams, but also build foundation. On that basis, you'll be able to also clear your airline exams. That's gonna come to you later on
yes,
after you have your
yes,
CPA.
yes, yes,
So, Captain
yes.
Neha's module is really good, and also it is under the budget for most of you guys. That if you, I'll share the link after this Insta live session, and you can further discuss with ma'am like how to go about it and the fee structure and everything. But trust me, guys, it is going to be very helpful to all of you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, if you want to describe about after clearing the exams and further process, then yeah, you can
Right,
go ahead
ma'am.
with it.
Right.
Yep.
And so also there are little doubts about the people who are in 11th standard or 12th standard. They want to know that if they don't have a physics or maths background, how to go about it. So guys, even I'm from a commerce background. I didn't had any maths or physics in my 11th and 12th. So as I mentioned before, there's NIOS. It's an open university. If you'll type on the Google, you'll get to know. They have their exams after every 3 to 4 months. You can apply there with the physics and maths for physics and maths. And the second question that you guys have asked many times is that the minimum percentage. As if I'm not wrong, ma'am, there is no minimum percentage as of now, right?
No minimum percentage to become a pilot in the
Right.
normal process, but then
Right.
there are specific requirements for an airline. So,
Yes.
like for example, there are some airlines which conduct the cadet pilot exam. So for
Yes.
them, the prerequisite is 50%,
Right.
most of them.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how is the distinguishing between, whether you need to clear your physics and maths to become a pilot. Just for
Exactly.
cadet, it is there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's how. Yeah.
I think, ma'am, can you hear me?
Can you? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you were frozen for a moment. Yes, ma'am. So
Okay, okay.
you are saying that, as I know to the best of my knowledge, that with DGCA there is no minimum requirement. for your physics and maths in your 12th, but for a credit program, and also it's depending from airlines to airlines, they can further ask for some minimum percentage.
Yes,
So guys,
yes,
as
yes.
I have mentioned, please aim for at least 50%. If you cannot, then also you don't have to lose your hopes. It's okay, you can still get your CPL, but the only thing is that certain airlines might not recognize it, but then you also have plenty of other options. But if it's
Yes.
possible, so aim for at least 50%, guys. Or if any of you are planning for credit program, that as man mentioned, you must try and score at least 50%, the minimum percentile in your 12th.
Yes, yes, that's right, that's right. Some of them had, I just saw a few questions coming up while we were discussing about this ground class, that they were like whether they can clear by studying at home. So I think I would like to just put a light on this. So
Sure.
as you also know, and I know that there are plenty of books that are in the market, as well as plenty of material for
Yes,
one subject. It
absolutely.
gets very challenging for a newbie to go through and to understand what exactly that material is and to go through such big fat books.
Right.
Like for yeah. So that's the reason why, especially like for CPL and for ATPL, when there is so much vast material available in the market with respect to question banks, you will have like thousands of question banks for different chapters, for different subjects, and then
Right.
you have so much material.
Yeah.
Then you get overwhelmed. Like, oh my God, it is so much to study.
So much.
But we have formulated the entire course in the properly, you just study this much for this chapter and you are good.
Right.
So that's how the course is designed. So that's
Right.
how it will benefit you to know what exactly you got to do and what not.
Right.
So that's one thing, yeah.
And your mind is also limited. You just cannot grasp everything and anything. The only thing is that you should know that what to study for what paper, how much to study. Basically, take out the crux of it, and that will be sufficient for you to clear your papers. Right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, correct, correct. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's about the ground classes. So we have talked about now if they had doubts regarding their 11th and 12th, we have cleared that.
Yeah.
Also, as you said, we'll be sharing the link for the computer number, what all documents to require for computer number, and also the list of medical class 2, class 1 doctors. Initially, they have to go for class 2, right, ma'am? So
Yeah, that's correct.
so ground classes you have mentioned. Okay, guys. So many of you have asked me, as ma'am also have mentioned, shall we after our class 2 medical, shall we immediately go for flying or do what? So I have made that mistake, guys. I don't want you to do that mistake. Immediately after medical, I jumped onto the flying part, and again I was stuck because it took me a little bit more time than normal to clear my DGC papers, and I had to again pay because obviously many of the things lapsed. So
That's
that's like
fine.
an additional cost that I would want you guys to somehow not go into that path. So it's better to first try and clear your DGCA papers, and then you can anytime go for the flying. Because for me, I think it really matters a lot. If you are from a middle class background, every single penny that you invest, it really matters a lot. So for the ground classes, ma'am have explained to you all, and it would be a very good idea to first clear your DGC papers. I every time emphasize on that, and then you can go for your flying wherever you guys want to do. Now,
Yeah,
ma'am, the
definitely.
last question is the height and the weight requirement. Is there any
Yeah.
minimum height requirement? As I mentioned to them that again, with DGC, there is no minimum height requirement, but again, the airlines can have the minimum height
Yeah,
requirement.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
DGCA does not have. Yeah, airlines have. Like most of the airlines, the height requirement is about 153 centimeters. So
Right.
that is the height requirement. And weight, it is as per BMI. BMI, lot of have asked what is BMI. That is in weight in kgs upon height in meters
Right.
square. So yeah.
Right.
So now BMI has to range for our class 1 medical requirement for girls, it's between 19 to 24. For
Right.
guys, it's between 20 to 25. So
Right.
that's the BMI requirement for class 1.
And just in
So
case if someone is over the BMI, under the BMI, people again asked me, can they still be able to clear their medical? I believe yes.
y-
The only thing is that
yes,
they have to
yes,
do the extra test. That
yes,
is, I
yes.
cardio test and the treadmill test, I believe.
So if it's overweight, they have to do lipid profile, T3, T4, TSH tests, which is for the thyroid function test,
Right.
and a lipid profile. Yeah, lipid profile.
Yes,
Yes,
lipid profile.
these are the things. Yeah, as long
Right.
as cholesterol is within limits, it's
Right.
okay. There are pilots who are overweight, but that's not ideal thing to be. You should be in the normal range, but because then there will be a remark on your medical
Absolutely.
assessment that yes, you are advised to
Right.
reduce weight by your modifications in your lifestyle.
Right.
So basically, you got to
And you
work
don't want
out
to
and then
CCA.
yeah, you don't want that on your assessment, of course.
I
So
have realized
yeah,
after once we get the job, the complacency comes. The lifestyle is so hectic. Sometimes I feel that I'm just coming back home, changing clothes, eating food, again going for the flight. There's barely any time to do anything else. Initially, even my health was sort of overtaken by my bad habits. But later on, I realized it's better to realize this as early as you can, because later on, to a point of time wherein you have your class 1 medical at AFCME, those guys grill
huh.
you. But better to
Yes, yes,
start doing the good things right now and get over with the
yes,
bad things in terms
yes,
of your.
yes.
So, guys, it's a
That's
very good
correct.
to all of you. Even if you are somehow not able to be under the BMI, as ma'am mentioned, there are certain extra tests that you have to go through, but you can still clear your class 2, class 1 medical, so you don't have to lose your hearts on that. Now, ma'am, there's one more asked very frequent question about the vision part. Some people said that they have spectacles. Some people said that they have surgery. So can they still be able to pass their class 2 medical? I would like you to enlighten that topic a bit.
Okay, whenever you have spectacles, then also it's not an issue as long as the person does not have color blindness, as well as that person has 6 by 6 vision with spectacles.
Right.
So the conclusion of this question, whether what surgery is done and then when that candidate is recovered, so this is decided by doctors. Of course,
Right.
we are not the one to give
Yeah.
a straightforward answer ki, okay, you have had this surgery and then you will still be able to become a pilot or not. So
Absolutely.
the candidate has to undergo the class 1 medical again
Huh.
at the designated class 1 medical centers, like one is in Delhi
Yes.
AFCME or Bangalore IIM, or it is in Jorhat MEC. So when these three centers take care of the, you undergo the entire intense medical with respect to those particular surgery and those body parts. And when you clear that medical, then you can become a pilot. So of course we cannot give, but spectacles is absolutely not a problem. I have spectacles, I use lenses. You just have to carry one spare set of spectacles in your bag, just in
Yes.
case if you lose your lenses or you have, spectacle is broken, which you
Right.
are using currently. So there is
Right.
absolutely no problem with that. So that's
Absolutely.
with as long as you have 6 by 6 vision without any color blindness and night vision is perfect. So they check, doctors do check, and they will be able to give the correct certificate and assessment for the same. That's what I would say the best. Yeah.
So, guys, we got the reconfirmation again, as I mentioned in my previous Insta live session as well, that spectacles is not a problem. If your vision is corrected by spectacles 6 by 6, you guys can definitely clear your class 2. AFC centers will be able to enlighten that, because obviously we cannot give you the straight away answer about that thing if you have, because there are different kinds of surgery when it comes to eyes, so we don't know what
Yes.
is approved by DGCA. So that's why it's
Yes. Yes.
always a good idea to first clear your medicals, be sure about everything, and then you can plan for your CPL.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
LASIK surgery, there is some cool down period for that, like
Yeah.
sometimes 6 months or 1 year. So
Right. Right.
after that, again, it's not that you can directly start flying, but you have to
Right.
undergo the medical, and if they clear, then you should, then you can fly. So, I mean, if anybody has spectacles and they're planning for surgery, it's not
I think
a
better to,
requirement, and better
yes,
not to do. There
not
is no, yeah. Better not
spectacles,
to.
not creating any
No.
disturbance you know, I think spectacles are cool. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
yeah,
for
yeah.
spectacles.
But oh my God, no, you don't.
As you age,
I mean,
your vision also
is it?
starts getting bad. Like so some people say like expect start flying is like I think it's cool. I mean most of the captains have it, so that's absolutely fine, guys. You just need to rock and roll whatever you have, right? So you have to basically be confident about yourself, and it's better, as ma'am said, to just think about it. If you can just wait for a while for your surgery and first clear your medical, get a proper information on it, and then only plan any surgery.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely,
Right.
definitely.
So what else, ma'am?
Mm.
Questions? You must have got many
Uh,
questions.
yeah, yeah, yes, of course. It about you were asking about whether they should go for type rating or not, and 737 or 320.
See,
If you
ma'am,
would like to answer that.
that's the most asked question. Before that, also, ma'am, I have already mentioned many times in my Insta Live session. People ask me, cadet program or conventional
Yeah, yeah,
pilot?
that's a very, 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 very much asked, the commonly asked question.
Most
Yes,
asked, yes, that shall
yes,
we go for cadet program? Shall we come in conventional training? The pros and cons of both. So I already have
yes.
mentioned that, but I would like to listen from you as well. That what are your thoughts about it?
Okay. So when we talk about a cadet pilot program, lot of the pilots, or I would say the aspiring pilots, have this notion in their mind that yes, once you pay this amount, then you will
You
be
are
a pilot. You are a
yes,
pilot in airline.
you are a pilot. You already
Uh,
have a job. Yes,
yeah, you already have a job.
yes,
It is not like that. I mean,
right.
it is very, very clear. It is not like that.
Exactly.
So, first of all, there is a difference. We will just discuss areas about cadet or conventional. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Am
audible.
I audible? Okay, okay.
You're
Yeah.
frozen for a start again, ma'am.
Huh.
Sorry.
For yeah. So we will distinguish between cadet and conventional
Right.
in the different aspects and criteria.
Okay.
Everybody, the first thing that everyone I think knows that the cost. First
Yes.
of all, cadet pilot program includes the cost of your CPL as well as for your type rating.
Right.
So, and the entire cost, of course, you don't have to pay that fees at once. Of course, you have to pay CPL fees to the flying school where you go, followed by the type rating wherever you will be sent to by the respective airline. And then, if you consider, of course, that cost varies with the airline to airline. Like two, three airlines in India have the cadet pilot program. So that cost, of course, varies. It varies from month to month also for that particular batch to batch. So we
Right.
cannot give one specific number, but it is somewhere close to 1 CR for
Okay.
1 crore. Yeah.
For most of
Thereafter,
take an average between 90.
mostly, huh, 90 to 1 point, yeah, somewhere an average. The when you come to the cost part in conventional, again, if it will depend on from where you do your CPL flying and from where you do your type rating. So
Right.
this will again vary between about 65 lakhs to 80 lakhs.
Okay.
So it will
Okay.
again, vary. So
Very
of
okay.
course for CPL about 35 lakhs and type rating if you consider 25 from a proper like type rating institute, like not just do it somewhere in 10 lakhs or 12 lakhs, which you might not be able to do, as well as if you, so that's other part. So about 60 to 80 lakhs from where you do it.
Right.
Thereafter, that's about the least. So CPL is about 30 to
Right.
35 anywhere. That's the minimum cost is there.
Right.
Unless like
Right.
very few flying school, I mean, I wouldn't be able to name the flying school because there are flying schools which offer training in like 10, 12 lakhs.
But
So we'll
then
see. But then, of course, the quality of training, the
you
aircrafts,
don't know, like
instructors,
the program that happened back in 2009-10, wherein all the Philippines pilots, they were
yes,
not even
yes,
schools, and people have logged 200 hours. They have paid 5 lakhs. They have
yes,
completed their
yes.
50 lakhs, and
Correct,
then
correct, correct, correct,
once license was put down, there
correct,
has
correct,
been,
correct.
I was I was also suffered because of that, because my license was in the process in between DGCA. So they have
Oh
put,
my God. Oh my
so it
God.
an year to get my CPL license. I submitted my license in
Mm-hmm.
2012 and I got my license in 2013 August. And
Oh my God.
yes, I had to go to DGCA so religiously, once in a week to check the status of my licenses,
My
and then
God. My God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because of the queries going on of the Philippines thing.
Correct.
So
Correct. Correct. Correct.
guys,
Correct.
don't
Correct.
pay for all that. Don't trap yourself
Correct.
with all the flying schools who are giving you guarantee that they will finish your flying in less than what is not even possible, guys. There is a cost of fuel, there's a cost of aircraft, there's a cost of many other things. Okay, this piece, the structure has been made by keeping many things in the mind. So you
Correct.
cannot
Correct.
flying in like 10 and 12 lakhs. So don't be a trap for all
Correct.
those, because later or sooner or whatever you can say, you will suffer.
Correct. 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 Definitely. Very true. So that one aspect. The other aspect is job assurance. When you
Right.
consider cadet, then it is not like your job is 100% assured. For that, there are a lot of criteria and conditions which you have to sign
Right.
before you sign that contract. When you sign the contract for a cadet pilot with any airline where you are selected. So, first of all, it is like if you about 500 to 600 pilots apply, then barely 4 to 5 people clear. I have heard in one of the batch when 2000 people applied, only 8 people cleared. The
Wow.
process, it is very stringent. It is very stringent. It is not like you just have an option of cadet pilot, you pay and you get it. It's not like that.
Absolutely. There's also a
Then,
process to get through the cadet pilot
yes,
program. It's not like if you have
yes,
money, you can be a part of it, but you still have to go through the process as planned by the airlines.
correct, 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 correct. Definitely, yes, yes.
Okay.
So that, and apart from that, so this is as well as once you get through this program, thereafter you have to undergo the process that is designed by that airline. Thereafter, every stage you go through, like for example, your solo check ride or your PPL check ride or CPL check ride, you just have to attempt. If the candidate cannot make it in the second attempt also, like first attempt is failed and the second attempt you can't make it, then that candidate will not be considered for the program and whatever fees are already paid will not be refunded back. Like, yeah, will not be refunded back. Other than that, if you have to clear your DGC exams within just maximum 2 attempts, if you cannot make it in second attempt, you are not the part of cadet pilot program. So there are lots of terms and conditions which you have to
Yes,
abide with.
absolutely.
You cannot think,
Absolutely.
okay, I am going for cadet now, my job is secure. It is not
I,
like that.
I
Yeah.
mentioned them earlier also. If you that paying 1 CR will assure your job, it's not true, because they can chuck you out because of your bad performance at any stage, and
Yes.
whatever money you have
Yes.
invested, it's. And first of all, I would like to also mention, ma'am, if you're going for something that is quite a lot on your pockets, for example, a profession like pilot, wherein we know that it comes with a lot of terms and conditions, financially
Correct, correct,
also.
correct.
It's a
Correct, correct,
pressure.
correct. Correct.
All of them aspiring CPL to be very serious about this profession. It's not a
Correct,
joke, guys.
correct, correct.
It's not a joke. You have a
Definitely.
responsibility. So many people, if you're going for flying, you have to make sure that you are studying hard for it, cadet or not cadet. You have
Definitely.
to
Definitely.
100% efforts. So as ma'am said that, if you had in your mind that I have money, my parents have money and I can get a job after paying, it's not true. You can be checked out at
True.
any stage because of your bad performance. Right.
True, true, true. Definitely, yes. And yes, as you rightly
Right.
said, it is very important. You are responsible for so many people's lives. So it is very
Right.
important that you know your job well and you know the procedures and you know
Right.
what actions to be taken in case of different situations and abnormal situations. So yes, it is quite a responsible job to take. Yes.
So ma'am,
So
so
that is what.
all the points of cadet program. So what is the positive point if someone wants to actually appear for or want to pursue a cadet program? Like all the pros and cons. Like what are the things that we can look if we want to go for a cadet program in comparison to the conventional pilot training. If people think that they can afford that much, what are the points, what are the pointers they should be keeping in their mind that, okay, I will
Yes.
get benefit if I'm going for cadet program?
Okay. Great. Very good question. So if you can afford for this program, then you sh and if you excel in all your stages, and if you work hard, if you really like want to become a pilot, it's not that your parents have money, you spend it, and then you want to become a pilot just for the heck of it. But
Right.
you really need to put in effort. You really need to prove yourself at every stage, for every written exam, for every check ride, for every time, for your briefing, debriefing. You need to be good. So
Absolutely.
then you can definitely like consider, going for it. So
Right.
this is one. And then
Okay.
the other, if you consider for this aspect for conventional, then yes, the money spent is less, but of course you're not associated with an airline, and you really have to then, look for whenever any airline vacancy comes up,
Or,
and then look for a job. Yeah. Yes. Like how you needed.
yes,
That's what
absolutely.
it's.
I remember
Hmm.
during our times there was no cadet program. I remember Air India
Yes,
used to
yes,
conduct people, but that was long, long, long time back. After that,
yes,
I never
yes.
heard of any company or any airlines hiring us for the cadet program. Basically, the only option we had is to do our type rating or CPL or whatsoever on our own from our own pockets, and then we will get the job with the
Correct,
airline.
correct. Definitely.
So, guys, as
So,
mentioned that cadet program has its pros and cons, convention has its pros and cons. If you guys can afford and you're determined that you can do the cadet program with or by working hard, and you will you're dedicated, you're ready to give your 100%, by all means you can go for cadet program. But if not, then also conventional is not a bad idea. As you know that I think 90% of the pilots that's there right now live with the airlines, they have gone for the conventional program and they have gotten the job. So you have both the options. The only thing that limit you from cadet program is obviously financial aspect that we have already discussed. And about the CPL part, I think if I'm not wrong, ma'am, I was just had a word with some of my friends, cousins, or brothers and sisters who are in US right now, Miami, Florida, and many other places. I think right now because of Corona, the prices are a little down. So I think you are able to finish your CPL everything in between 28 to 30 lakhs. So the guys, if you are
is
really
it?
planning
That's
to go, I
nice.
think it's a very good time. And you are getting to fly all the hours, very genuine and legit schools. You guys really have to check with the schools and the people who have completed their flying from there. And I think 28
Correct,
30 is a very good deal for CPL.
correct,
And then after
correct.
coming back,
Very good.
decide
Hmm.
you take 28 30 lakhs and say 15 lakhs of type rating, that will be 45 lakhs. That's really really
Correct,
good. I
correct,
mean, if I talk, yes,
correct.
because this is what
Def
we all have paid, so there's
Definitely,
not much a difference,
definitely.
right?
Yes,
Right.
definitely. I totally agree. That's amazing that the prices have reduced. Just yeah. So you should take the benefit of it rather than paying the high price. So yeah,
Yeah, this barely flying and people not really going because of the fear of COVID in their mind. So the flying schools have come up to that cost. I mean, although there's not much difference, but I believe that even 1 to 2 lakhs really makes a lot of difference. I mean,
correct.
you are under
True,
financial
true.
stress and alone, whatever concession you get on your flying, I think it's always a
That's
benefit, right?
correct. Definitely.
Right.
So yes, that's pretty much about this. Apart from that, then maximum age. A lot of people ask for max age. So
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So you want to talk about it? Please go ahead.
Go
You
ahead. I
recap it,
want
please.
you to the topics I've already done. It's mostly your session also. So I would like to also hear thoughts from you. I might be lagging behind or something. You
No.
might have a better information regarding that. So that will also help me out to help the other people. So please tell us.
Yeah, it's about 35 years to join any airline. So this is most of the airlines, majority of the airlines,
Right.
especially private airlines. Government has a certain leverage to certain group of candidates like the OBC, SC, ST, then the age limit increases. But then
Right.
like Air India and the allied airlines with that. So The other than this, the private airlines have it for 35 years to start
Right,
with, like as a fresher. If you
right,
have an experience in, your type rated, then it is again increased. The more you gain your experience, the limit is more.
right.
So you can even join if you're type rated, then if you're 40. But then 35 is the age limit as a
Of the
fresher with CPL holder.
right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's how.
Also, ma'am, I think because as a CPL, you are not flying with any airlines and you're sitting at home. Even if you clear your ATPL, you still get frozen ATPL. So some of
Correct,
the airlines
correct, correct.
the frozen ATPL because they are looking for, I mean, if you are talking about the age limit beyond 35, then the airlines are looking for a valid ATPL, not the frozen ones. So the people who ask me, I think that whether can we still appear for CPL after 35, I think it's not a good idea, guys. It gets very
No,
tricky. I mean,
no, no, no,
so
no.
always, I believe you should, the maximum age that you should think of doing your CPL, if you ask from me, I mean, personally, I think 30 because you have those
Yeah.
5 years buffer. Anything
Hmm.
after 30,
I
it's a little
agree.
tricky.
Yes,
Plan
yes,
clearing your
yes,
CA till
yes,
at least 3 years, then 3 years
yes.
time tough. So
Correct, correct, correct. Definitely, I agree.
right. If you're at the age of
Correct.
26, 28, 29, 30, I think you can still do your CPL. After 30, definitely by all means. And I really wish that any of you, if you're planning to do your CPL after your 30, may you all get job. But then, as you know, as ma'am have said, that 5 years limit and, 1 year or 2 year of flying, then get your CPL and all your documents,
Correct,
to you.
correct. Hmm. Correct,
So, yeah.
correct. Yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that is about.
Ask this question whether to fly from India. I have done my flying from India, and I think you have flown from
I've also from India, India.
as
I've
well,
also flown from India. Yeah.
right? So now the question that many CPL aspirants ask from me, that shall we do our flying from India? If yes, what flying club? If not, then is it a good idea to go abroad and do your flying? So I mentioned to them it's a very personal choice, guys. Because we are not a part of that institute, so we really don't know what exactly uh, with the flying part. I mean, what
Yeah.
are your
Yeah, so it's nothing that you should not do it in India or you should do it in abroad itself. So
right?
it's about the flying school should be good,
Yes,
should have a good number of, first of all, the cost, then after the infrastructure with respect to the number of aircrafts, number of instructors, the aircraft student and instructor ratio. These
right.
things matter, as well as if that airport where the flying is conducted, whether it is a busy airport or commercial aircraft fly there. So otherwise, then there will be certain constraints with respect to the airspace and traffic. So these things, so these are the things which are required to be taken into consideration when you choose a flying school. Yeah.
Right.
So
So,
yeah.
guys, as I have mentioned in my previous Insta Live session that it really doesn't matter you do your flying from India or from abroad. It's a personal choice. The only thing that matters is the record of that flying school. As ma'am have said, that the instructor versus the aircraft ratio, the number of aircrafts, the airfield where it is operating out from, the time limit given, obviously the fee structure and everything has to be very well managed. Then you can decide on to that thing that whether you want to do from India or from abroad.
Yes, that's right. Other than that, there are differences with respect to you have to clear the technical exam, which is in addition to the navigation, meteorology, and air regulation exam, which
Right.
you have to clear anyways. So
Right.
if you do it in abroad, then just these three exams you need to clear, nav, met, and reg. And in India, apart from these three, you have to clear technical general and technical specific both. So, and RTR anyways, you have to do wherever, whether you do it from abroad or in India. Some of
Right.
them had a question that is English mandatory. Yes, it is pretty much mandatory. Like, yes, yes.
And I remember
So,
I have given
yeah,
my
you
EL
can talk.
to be the oral exam wherein you just go and meet the examiner and he would talk to you and a normal conversation, chit and chat. He or she just wants to see whether you are confident enough to speak in English or to understand. Because there had been many incidents in the past wherein because of lack of communication, many
Yes,
aircraft
yes,
accident happened. So that's
yes,
why the English
yes.
now. So we call as ELP. Now there's a written examination for that. And I have mentioned that before also that there's a written examination followed by a personal interview for your ELP exam now.
Yeah. Correct, correct. Especially in ELP exam. Nowadays, it is conducted by three of them under surveillance of the camera, wherein
Absolutely.
DGCA will be able to check
Yeah.
how the exam has gone and how
Absolutely.
the student has performed. So there are out of six levels, between one to six, you must have more than four.
Yes.
So if you have four, it's valid for 3 years. If you have five, it's valid for 6 years. And six, then that's valid for lifetime. I don't know that how the English.
But, like, thank God.
Oh, good. Congratulations. Yeah, even I got six in 2011, so I don't have
Oh,
to again.
5 out of 6, and then because it was lapsing, so then I have given again. So then I was able to get 6 out of 6. I was like, I'm sorted for life.
Amazing. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's amazing.
Future tense,
See,
blah blah blah. Because it gets again, you have to get into the grammar part.
yeah. And that
Yes.
exam is now not very cheap. That only exam of ELP costs about 25 to 30,000. So,
Is it?
yep,
I
by
was
yes, yes,
not. I didn't
yes,
have class. Is it
yes,
25,000
it is.
thousand?
It is just for the exam. Yes, yeah, and that is charged
Guys,
by
so if
the
you're planning to go for, yeah,
yeah,
ma'am.
that's
Yes.
charged by the organization which is conducting it. So yeah, that's how it
Uh,
is. Organization
So
or
guys, in
those
addition
instructors. Mhm.
those instructors. So in addition to your CPL exams that ma'am have mentioned, that is navigation, instrument, metrology, and if you're doing from India, you have to give technical specific and technical exam for that's aircraft related. Other than that, there's one more exam that's now conducted that's known as ELP that was not there back in 2008. That got implemented recently, and the fees, as ma'am mentioned, even I didn't had a very good clarity about it. It's 25-30,000. So make sure you study well, because 25,000 to 30,000 is a very big amount. And also, other than that, you have to give RTR exam, that is radio telephony, that has got two parts. That also, ma'am, are you also somehow giving students RTR help regarding their
Also,
RTR exam?
not at the moment. I'm not conducting any classes for RTR. Yeah, if they want any help, I can refer them to someone who takes RTR.
Who takes
Yeah,
RTR? So guys,
yeah.
also, if you want to also talk to me personally about it, I can guide you through the process. We can tell you the instructors who are taking the RTR class, and then you can decide which academy you want to go for your RTR exam. So ma'am, what else you think we need to cover? We have mentioned almost everything. Also, ma'am, they wanted to ask. Many people have asked that can they go for your pilot training after the graduation? I think by all means you can go. I mean,
Yes, yes, they can. And but it's not a requirement to become a pilot.
yeah,
It's not a
absolutely.
prerequisite. Yes, it is
It,
not a prerequisite. Yes,
right.
definitely. Yeah.
Like,
That
ask me that we just want to be sure that we have our degree with us just in case if we don't get a job for the meanwhile. So I tell them it's always a good idea. I mean, as many as degrees you guys can have it, there is no harm in that. I mean, if you have that much time period to have a graduation degree, why not? But as ma'am mentioned, there is no requirement to becoming a pilot in India that you should have a graduation. The only thing you require is your 50% in your 12th in your physics and math, and that too, it depends, it varies from airlines to airlines, but DGC doesn't have any minimum percentile in your 12th. So you
yes,
just
yes, yes.
have a normal 12th degree with physics and maths. That's about it, guys.
Yes. And then one of the questions, type rating is required or not?
Yeah.
You would like to answer?
No,
And
ma'am, please.
okay. So after CPL, also most of the airlines have got, of course, every airline has different type of aircrafts. So then depending on their requirement, they will come up with the vacancy for the pilots. Of course, if the vacancy is for type rated, it is very specific. I can say it's a hit or miss. So if you are lucky enough, if suppose for example you've done your type rating on Airbus 320, and all of a sudden suppose AirAsia comes up with type rated pilot vacancy, or Indigo comes up with type rated pilot vacancy, then you can obviously apply and get through. But again, here it comes is when you are selected as a type rated pilot, then also you have to undergo some bridge course for which you have to spend even more amount for that course also, and that doesn't come free. So you will have to again end up spending. Suppose you have spent 15 lakhs, then you have, and airline asks you to spend 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs, then eventually you end up spending. So
Yes.
your total cost of the type rating goes to about 25 to 30 lakhs anyways. So if
But
you do it, if you're just a CPL holder, and then when the airline comes up with any vacancy of CPL holder, then you can apply, and whichever aircraft for which they have come up with the vacancy, they will send you for type rating. But you will have to pay for it, obviously. So that's how it is. I mean, I personally chose that option because it was very confusing whether to do type rating on 737 or to do type rating on Airbus
320.
320. And it has happened with some of the,
Yes, yes.
so, yeah, it has happened with some of the pilots. They 737, and now vacancy came up for 320. So yeah, it has. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're
Okay,
audible. Chosen for
okay. So it has happened that some pilots did their type rating on 737, and then vacancy came up for Airbus 320, and they had to again do the type rating on 320, which is crazy. Like,
I
so
imagine I had no rights like two type ratings and taken a loan.
you
So I
ha
had
ha ha.
my and
Oh,
Air
okay.
India came. I was
Hmm.
not able
Yeah,
to
right.
clear. I was down in the psychometric, and on the contrary, Alliance Air came. I got selected with it. Then I got selected with Zoom. So since I was sitting and I was so desperate to get a job, I joined Zoom Airways. So I was with them
Okay,
for
okay,
6 months. Yeah, I have completed the
okay,
everything, and I was almost on the verge of going to Morley for my type rating. Then the Air India again came. So I had
okay, okay, okay,
and I had started preparing for 320. Again, I was not able to crack. So I
okay, okay.
so Alliance is gone, Zoom is gone, Air India is gone, and I was like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? What is happening to me? And I was like, very very sad. Then out of nowhere, Air India Express CPL vacancies came, and I was least
Huh.
interested. And then I applied for it, and when I started getting serious. Now simultaneously, Indigo also came for 320.
Okay, 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 okay.
Now Air India and Indigo, both results came together. Air India Express and Indigo's result came both. At that time, I was like confused what
Okay.
to go this side, to go that side, what to do.
Hmm, hmm,
Now
hmm, hmm, hmm.
I was getting joining in my present airline before then the Indigo. So
Correct,
I
correct.
confused. Like I was taking rounds and U-turns from 320 to Zoom to Air India
Correct,
to
correct, 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 correct. True.
tell people it's always good to wait for a while. I mean, don't rush because then I end up taking loan twice.
Oh
And
my God, oh my God.
it was really difficult, on my pocket because I had taken loan for 320. Now again, I got the letter of LOI
Correct.
from the company. I had
Hmm,
to
hmm, 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 hmm.
like a quite
My
challenging
God.
time.
Yeah, right, 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 right.
You know
Correct,
how
correct. It is. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So,
whatever and I initiated, it was just going against the wind. So then I was like, it's
correct,
okay. My time
correct,
will come.
correct, correct, correct.
So I think
Yes, yes, yes.
wait for a while for CPL jobs. And if you think that there's no jobs coming at all, then by all means you can plan to go for your type rating.
Definitely, definitely. I think our session will end automatically in a minute or so because of
Okay.
the limit. So I think,
our session, as she said, would be ending. Yeah, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
yeah, yeah. I said it will end automatically now.
Okay. All
So,
right. So,
yeah.
should I exit the session and come again?
Yeah, yeah, we will and then come again so that we can I can ask you the individual doubts if whatever
Yeah.
your followers have asked, right?
And
Yeah?
then guide the ground classes
All
and
right, all right.
check. All right, ma'am. I'll just come back again.
Yeah, yeah, sure.